Dialogue can offer a lot of information to the audience, such as the plot, themes, ideas, and understanding our characters. Bad dialogue takes the audience as idiots. Here's A and B to the plot.
Brought Jason back because he was too weak to go after us on his own, so he used Jason. I mean, he knew that we'd think it was him, that we'd spread the fear again, and now that it's working, it's like he can't shut Jason back down.
Wait a minute. Freddy died by fire, Jason by water. How can we use that?
Good dialogue puts information through the conversations, leaving the audience to put the pieces together.
The one who fed you information about my plans. The one you swore to protect. You didn't bring her any enjoyment. And she didn't bring me any enjoyment. She was a bad investment on my part. Luckily, I have a friend who wants to try something new. Something daring. And he was so grateful to me for providing this fresh experience.
In the Godfather's opening monologue, the purpose of the scene is to pass one information. Introduce Don Corleone as a person of power. The opening monologue worked so well because it follows the setup punch structure. The setup punch structure contains the premise, the concept you are talking about, the setup, the specific example of your premise, and the punch, or the payoff. The premise in this opening monologue is about how the justice system fails Italians. The setup is Bonasera's battle between sticking with his Italian community or adapting to the American society. The punch is Bonasera's realization that his Italian community can offer true justice that the American government that he trusted failed to do.
I believe in America. America has made my fortune. And I raised my daughter in the American fashion. I gave her freedom, but I taught her never to dishonor her family.
We have our first two setups. The first setup, Bonasera expresses his gratitude towards America and his willingness to adapt to American society. If you notice on the second setup, Bonasera is uncomfortable with some aspects of American society that conflicts with his old school Italian culture.
She found a boyfriend, not an Italian.
This is a comment of disappointment. Even though Bonasera raised his daughter in American fashion, he had hoped that she would find herself an Italian boyfriend. This is pretty much common with immigrant parents. This is him furthering his family from his Italian roots.
She went to the movies with him. She stayed out late. I didn't protest. 2 months ago, he took her for a drive with another boyfriend. They made her drink whiskey. And then they tried to take advantage of her. She resisted. She kept her honor. So they beat her like an animal. When I went to the hospital, her nose was broken. Her jaw was shattered, held together by wire. She couldn't even weep because of the pain. But I wept. Why did I weep? She was the light of my life. Beautiful girl. Now she will never be beautiful again. Sorry. I went to the police like a good American. These 2 boys were brought to trial.
If you notice the pattern on this monologue, there's this back and forth between the two setups. Bonasera adapting to American society and Bonasera holding to the Italian culture and roots. This repetition is important for the audience to have a clear understanding of the premise and makes the punch even more powerful.
The judge sentenced them to 3 years in prison and suspended the sentence. Suspended the sentence? They went free that very day. I stood in the courtroom like a fool. And those 2 bastards, they smiled at me. Then I said to my wife, for justice, we must go to Don Corleone.
This is the punch. The American justice system has failed him, and now Bonasera seeks justice from his Italian community. To make this punch impact the way it does, Bonasera has to emphasize how much he's adapted to American society on the first setup. He's grateful to America, America has given him fortune, and he's raising his daughter to American customs. And when Bonasera needs help, he calls the American police officers. On the second setup, Bonasera mentions his Italian roots as minimal as possible, almost as he's drifting away from it. His daughter can do just about anything as long as she doesn't dishonor the family, and she finds herself an American boyfriend. Because Bonasera has leaned towards American society, it hurts him when he feels they fail to have his back and has no other option but to seek help through his Italian community. This is a great way to introduce Don Corleone, as it puts him in a powerful position in this conversation. If you like this video, it would mean a lot to give it a thumbs up and a subscribe. It helps the channel grow. I make videos that break down elements of filmmaking, from shot lists to video journals. I also have a short film you guys can check out called Frostbite on My Dick. It's about a necrophiliac who struggles to keep his relationship alive. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time.